RadioNOW 100.9's Indy Connection with Emily Metheny.
Hi, I'm Emily Metheny, your host. This week, I had the opportunity to talk with Megan Bousley from the Humane Society for Hamilton County and Ben Easley from the Indianapolis Department of Public Works. First, Megan gave me the details about their new facility that was recently unveiled and some information about some recent events.
Who all do you serve in Hamilton County?
So we serve all of the animals in Hamilton County. We accept owner surrenders and strays 365 days a year. There are no off days in animal welfare. And then we also serve as a resource for the residents of Hamilton County. Sometimes we'll have people who are having trouble with their pet, and we offer behavioral counseling and a lot of resources for them as well. So we're kind of just anything animal related, we're there. And then we also are the holding facility for animal control. So any animal that animal control picks up in the county will come to us.
Excellent. And where are you currently located?
We are currently located in Noblesville at 1721 Pleasant Street. We're in the same building as the Low Cost and Spay Neuter Clinic.
Excellent. And then going to my next question. Recently you announced that there's a new facility coming.
Yes, we are so excited. We did a big reveal at Tinsel and Tails last Thursday. And the new location is at Hague Road and 106th Street in Fishers. There's a old church building that used to be there, and in the next year, hopefully in about March or April, we'll be breaking ground on that location. We announced at Tinsel and Tails that we have reached 80% of our $14 million goal, which is just insane. It took us a year to get there, which is also unheard of, so we're very excited about that. We had a lot of incredible gifts that made this happen. There was an opportunity to name the facility, and the facility is now called the Stephen J. Cage Foundation Animal Wellness Center, which is just so exciting. And so for some perspective, right now we're in about 8,000 square feet for anyone who's been out to our current facility, and we will be in 40,000 square feet.
That's amazing.
Which is literally our dream. We're working on top of each other. There's animals crowded. There's no separate air ventilation for disease control. There's no soundproofing, so it is constant barking, constant meows from the cats all day, every day, and that'll be gone virtually in the new facility. There's going to be a full medical suite, which we currently don't have. We have to outsource a lot of things, which we have amazing veterinary partners that we work with. And then one of the most exciting parts is there's going to be green space. At our current facility, there's some patches of grass here and there, but when we walk our dogs around the building, there is a large patch of concrete as you're going through the parking lot, and there's some mulch and some wood chips, but it's not grass, it's not trees. So we're really excited to see those new spaces pop up and the ability to just increase the quality of life of the animals that we have, because the cats will have access to sunlight. It's going to be an absolute game changer for us and the animals in our care, as well as everyone in Hamilton County.
And how many more animals will you be able to serve in this facility?
Oh my gosh, it'll be astronomical. We'll be able to expand our outreach to schools, and we'll be able to expand our volunteer and our foster programs, which will just allow us to exponentially, it'll just go off the charts, and we're so excited for that as well, to be able to continue working with our out-of-county partners. So we work a lot with Marion County and some other surrounding counties to pull animals when they're full or unable to care for the specific medical needs. We took a medical case from Indianapolis Animal Care Services probably a month ago. His name was Phoenix. He was a 2 or 3 year old pit bull that had his leg was just hanging, and so it was just like limp and hanging off of his body. So they gave us a call, and we went and got him, and we had to amputate his front leg.
Aww.
But I mean, you'd walk up to his kennel, and he was just shaking his little butt and smiling at you. He was so happy, and it's absolutely incredible to see everything that these animals go through, how happy they are. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, but Phoenix actually got into his forever home a couple of weeks ago.
Aww.
So yeah,
Yay.
It's those full circle stories that bring us joy and warm fuzzies. So.
What outreach opportunities are you using right now?
Right now, we have an outreach manager. Her name is Jen. She's absolutely fantastic. And she actually has curriculum for pre-K through senior year so that they're getting age-appropriate lessons. And it focuses on animal safety, how to properly care for a pet, and then more serious things like bite prevention and how to approach animals you don't know and stuff like that. So it gets tailored for each grade that she does. And then she also works with local scouting groups. She gets a lot of Girl Scout and Boy Scout groups in. So it's pretty extensive. And then we also she does a lot of work with the Pet Sealing Vets program, which is huge for us. So
Going into this past week, you mentioned Tinsels and Tails,
Yes.
which is one of your big events.
Yes.
Can you give us a little recap of how that went?
Yeah, absolutely. So the big idea behind Tinsel and Tails is that we celebrate the most remarkable stories of adoption and redemption throughout the year. So we always feature a couple of our Pet Sealing Vets dogs and their humans and their veterans, which is so inspiring to see. And then we had a dog who had been a victim of serious abuse and her redemption story. And there's never a dry tear in the house or a dry eye in the house. I saw the video like 3 times and I was still sobbing the whole time because it's a reflection of our mission and our values and how we will do whatever it takes to find these animals the happily ever after that they deserve and the second chance that they need. So that's the big idea, but we have a silent auction as well that helped us raise a lot of money. There was a red carpet this year, so everyone got to take home commemorative photos. We had a fashion show featuring adoptable animals from our Trends for Tails resale boutique, and that was adorable. We had a little puppy. It was just a blast. And then we had a live auction and a live ask, and at the end of the day, it's a lot of fun, but we're there to raise money. We're there to help save some animals. So we ended up raising, the total right now is about $125,000, and we're still waiting on some numbers. So it was incredibly successful. We're incredibly happy with how it went and all of the people that came out to support us. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do anything that we do. So we owe it all to them.
And going into next year, 2020, what events do you have coming up?
Oh, so we actually have a couple things happening to finish out 2019. We are finishing up our annual matching campaign. So every donation made to that campaign is matched dollar for dollar up to $50,000. So we can raise $100,000, which is amazing. So that's happening right now. And then starting in December, we'll have Home for the Holidays, which is 2 parts. There's you can purchase ornaments that get hung on dogs and cats' kennels, and we'll send you a photo as a fundraiser. And then we also have the featured 12, who are 6 of our longest and hardest to adopt cats and 6 dogs. And they have some pretty cool adoption incentives that come with them, additional training and things like that. What else? Oh, we have trivia at Daniel's Vineyard coming up. If you haven't gotten your potty pack, have you heard about the potty packs?
No, I haven't.
So Daniel's Vineyard came out with it's a box of wine, and not like a Franzia box of wine, but it's a box filled with cans of wine that equals about 6 full bottles, and each can features a different animal, and we were able to get one of our adoptable animals on one of the cans. Good boy Tony, and a percentage of the proceeds will go back to the shelter, and you get to drink wine, so that's kind of cool. But then in conjunction with that, they're doing a trivia night where some proceeds will go back to us as well. So that's coming up in December. We have Tots and Paws, which is another fun little get together with silent auction. Some bling rings, which are always fun, and that's happening at the District Tap also in December. So we have a busy
end of year.
And then, as always, in 2019 or 2020, oh my gosh.
I know.
Just keep an eye out for Wine Wags and Whiskers. That'll be coming up, and Woofstock. And, with the new facility breaking ground in the first quarter, we're excited to see some new events and stuff that'll pop up with that.
And where can people follow and see when these events are coming up?
So a really great way is to follow us on Facebook. It's just Facebook/Hamilton Humane. We keep all of our events in the event tab. And then they're all up to date on our website, hamiltonhumane.com as well.
Excellent. And you mentioned the matching campaign. Is that part of Giving Tuesday or not?
Sorta, yes. So our Giving Tuesday, donations made on Giving Tuesday will be matched as part of the matching campaign. So it's another way to give back double, which is always nice. Double your impact is what we like to say.
Excellent. And where can people give?
They can give on our website. It's the first thing you'll see on our website. Just click there, and every dollar counts. Every dollar makes a difference.
And since it is coming up in December, winter is here. What are some tips that pet owners should keep in mind this winter?
I think that the most important thing is to know your dog and know what kind of breed it is. We just helped Hamilton County pass a precedent-setting ordinance for animal welfare, and one of the things that we changed is it's not black and white, 40 degrees to 80 degrees is okay, but anything outside of that is not. My Jack Russell in 30-degree weather is so much different than a Bernese Mountain Dog in 30-degree weather. So I think it's important to understand that. And then every county and city also has their different rules and ordinances. So as a pet owner, I just want to make sure, that I don't live in Hamilton County, I don't live in Marion County, but what are the animal welfare ordinances in my county, in my city, so that I can fully understand. And then also watch out for other animals that might not be in a good situation.
And what is the ordinance that you guys helped pass?
So it was actually an amendment to an existing ordinance. It was back in August. So some changes that were made, our president and CEO, Rebecca Stevens, worked together with the Sheriff's Department to get this changed, as well as with county commissioners. It redefines and clarifies what adequate food, water, shelter, space, veterinary care, all those things actually mean. So there's a clear definition. There are new definitions regarding backyard breeding and puppy mills, which some of those things already existed. It just rewrote the language a little bit. We talked about the breed specific.
Know your dog.
Know your dog, know the weather. And that ultimately is up to the animal control, the discretion of the animal control officer in your area. Again, a Bernese Mountain Dog in 10-degree weather, that's one thing. It's different than a Chihuahua. We've increased the fines for animal cruelty up to $2,500, which is significant. And there was just some language tweaks regarding, the adequate shelter and things like that. It doesn't apply to livestock. It's just home pets.
Home pets,
dogs,
domestic.
cats.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
With the holidays coming up, there's just a lot of different ways to give and help us out. We believe that filling your heart and not your cart. But, not everyone is in a position to adopt a cat or a dog, but there's so many other ways to give. They can give to the matching campaign. Home for the Holidays will be starting. We accept donations every day, and as it gets cold, blankets and toys for all the animals, and making sure that they're comfortable inside, because they can't go outside as much is really big for them.
Do you have an Amazon wish list people can send things through?
Yes, we do. It is always up to date. We go in there almost daily, and it's hshcwishlist.com, and that just redirects you straight to our Amazon wish list.
Excellent.
Ben Easley is with the Indianapolis Department of Public Works, and he stopped by to tell me a little bit about how the department works to keep the roads safe throughout the year, some winter tips for driving near snowplows, and details about the Indy Neighborhood Infrastructure Partnership.
Ben, can you tell us a little bit about what the Department of Public Works does here in the city?
So the Department of Public Works does a lot more than anybody, I think, remembers on any given day. When it's in the middle of winter, we're taking care of snow, we're salting roads, but we're also taking care of your trash. In the spring, we're working on deteriorating roads. And then our engineering division manages a lot of the construction contracts for the major projects, rehabilitation projects that you see around the city throughout construction season.
And what are some of the rehabilitation projects that you've done in the past?
Sure. That's everything from major bridge rehabilitations to large thoroughfare reconstructions. The resurfacing that you see is usually done between our contractors in the engineering division. Also, maybe some stuff done in-house by our operations folks as well.
What is the service area? Like, where do you expand to?
So the Department of Public Works is for the City of Indianapolis and Marion County, the combined city-county government. So it's really all of Marion County, but there are some specific areas where we don't do certain things. So in those excluded cities like Beech Grove, Lawrence, Speedway, or Southport, we will do certain things and not others. But as far as snow plowing, we're often taking care of the major thoroughfares across the entire county. We do often hear people who are asking about one road or the other, and it's important to know the difference. INDOT takes care of the Indiana maintained roads. Those are the interstates and some of the highways. DPW takes care of the local roads. Think Binford inside of the loop. Think Madison Avenue on the south side. Those are some of those major roads that we will hit first, and then we'll get into some of the secondary streets after that.
Excellent. And where can people contact the Department of Public Works? If there's potholes or if they're looking for information about some projects, where can they go?
So all of the information that DPW provides is on the city's website. That's indy.gov. That's where they're going to go first for information about all of our different services, and that's all the services that the city provides, not just even DPW. But you can go one step further to indy.gov/DPW for all the services that our agency provides. If people want to report a pothole, or if they have any other, even an informational question, they can contact the Mayor's Action Center. That is also available on our website, but if you want to call in, it's 317-327-4622.
Excellent.
In addition to the Mayor's Action Center, the Request Indy app and the Request Indy function of the indy.gov website is a great way to report different issues that residents have in Marion County.
Excellent. And is that available both on the App Store for Androids and iPhones and everybody?
Absolutely. The Request Indy app is available where you get your apps.
Excellent. And since we are getting into the winter season and the DPW does put out plows, what's kind of the rule of thumb for sending out plows?
Yeah, our snow administrators are watching the weather forecast days and weeks in advance. I mean, they're even talking about weather that we might have, a month from now. But certainly in the next few days, our administrators and our leadership are already planning what the event might be and what our response might be to it. So in the day or so before the event is supposed to happen, that winter weather event, they are planning how many trucks we might have out, if they're going to be salting to pre-treat the roads ahead of time, and when they might switch to that plowing function once we get some accumulation. So it's all about when snow might actually be accumulating, and a lot of that comes down to pavement temperature. Mm-hmm. So if the weather has been really nice for a while, but there is a little bit of a snow on the horizon, maybe they don't expect to plow because the snow is going to melt as soon as it hits the street. But if it has been colder for a while, that's when we start thinking we got to get the plows out and we got to get the blades ready to remove some of that snow off of our streets.
Also on the website, is that where people can see some of the road conditions, like what's closed, what's being worked on? Is that where people can find that information? There are multiple functions on our website. With snowplow specifically, people can go to indy.gov/snow, and they will be linked through to a map for the SnowForce viewer that shows where our trucks are at any given time, whether they're throwing down salt or whether they are removing snow. On the other side of things, there are also various maps that show where roads might be closed for different construction projects, or whether there might be a special event in town that might be closing some of the roads. So all of that can be found at indy.gov. Getting into the Indy Neighborhood Infrastructure Project. The applications are open, correct?
That's correct.
So what is this project?
So the Indianapolis Neighborhood Infrastructure Partnership, we are now in our third year of this program. It is funding that is set aside specifically for community-based organizations or neighborhood groups to bring to DPW the projects that they want to see completed. So obviously we have many different lists of sidewalk needs, street needs, stormwater needs, all sorts of infrastructure needs. And this is an opportunity for the folks on the ground in those neighborhoods to help us see which are the projects that they would like to see prioritized. We have our own prioritization system, but this is an opportunity to partner with local organizations to help us better see what's important to the community. So with this program specifically, the neighborhood organization will bring us the scope of a project that they would like to see addressed, and if they can bring some matching funding, then we can partner with them, usually at a 50-50 match, to raise the prioritization of that issue. It has to be a public infrastructure project. This is not just something for one individual neighborhood, but this is something for the entire community to take advantage of. So we've had some really good examples with educational institutions like Marian University, who was looking to increase the connectivity near their campus. So we've partnered with them on a multi-use trail that the entire west side can now take advantage of. And that includes Marian University and their students and faculty.
And how would someone with an area submit an application?
So you can find our applications online, again, at indy.gov/DPW. The application is fairly easy to understand. It's only 2 pages. You just read through it and see what kind of projects we're looking for. Specifically, it's transportation type projects or connectivity projects. There are certain projects that we're not looking to address with this program, but it also includes a table of what kind of unit costs might be associated with the project. So if your neighborhood wants certain streets resurfaced, maybe you look at the table and see, well, DPW estimates that this kind of project might cost this much, and we've assessed some fees from our homeowners, for example, if it's an HOA, and we're not quite there yet, but we can get halfway. Maybe we can partner with DPW for the other half of that project. And if selected, then DPW would manage the contracts that go into making that project happen, either the design or the contractor to actually construct the project.
And how many of these partnerships are you planning to do for 2020?
So it really all depends on how many applicants we get in 2020. Thus far, between 2018 and 2019, we have partnered with 25 different community-based organizations, and those have ranged from big educational institutions like universities, like we spoke, but they've also been just small neighborhoods who just need a couple sidewalks rehabilitated, and it's been great to partner with them to make their vision for their neighborhood a reality.
Excellent. And what's the application window?
The application is now open. It has been open since November, but it will close on January 10th. So they've got a couple more months to get their ideas together and get the application in order and submit. They can submit that via the mail or by just sending a digital application to dpwengineering@indy.gov, and that's on the application as well. So if they just download that application, that will be the best way to get that information.
And if a neighborhood's not able to do the application this year, are they still able to contact you and be like, hey, can we get this on your radar? What's the best way to do that?
Sure. People can always contact the Mayor's Action Center for street rehabilitation issues specifically. That's the best way to get in touch with us. There's a different process for stormwater issues, but for the most part, your streets and your sidewalks and a lot of the different pedestrian or transportation issues that people might be encountering, the best way to alert the city to those is through the Mayor's Action Center. And we do use that data to pull together our list of needs. As you might imagine, it's a very extensive list of needs throughout the entire county. but those do remain on a needs list, and we have our prioritization processes to take care of the stuff of highest prioritization first.
Excellent. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
On the topic of snow preparation, we do want to make sure that people understand that the same folks who are plowing your streets when it gets really nasty outside this winter are also the folks who are doing street rehabilitation in the spring. They're the ones who are out with the equipment, trying to make sure streets are passable when it all melts. So we want to show these folks a lot of respect and give them a lot of thanks for the work that they do. A lot of time it's thankless. So at least from the department and from the city, we want to give these folks a lot of appreciation. I'll also say that a way to do that is making sure that we give our snow plow operators room to do their work. We want to make sure that people understand that 2 to 3 car lengths in front of, behind, and maybe even to the side of plows is really helpful and necessary for them to do the best work. And certainly from a safety perspective, it's good for our operators and for the other motorists on our streets in Indianapolis.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Ben.
Absolutely.
Thank you for listening, and please join me again next week. If you have any questions or comments, please email me at emetheny, that's EMETHENY, at radio-1.com. Until then, have a great week.
Radio Now 100.9's Indy Connection with Emily Metheny.